there are so many activities and moving activities, group activities. Most of all, I like this dressing up, something like that. When the children should bring some scarves or anything, then they should dress. They also work in groups. There are master classes, colorful pictures. Everything is great. Of course, we need time to read to this thoroughly, but I think that
it's helpful enough.
Yes,
helpful enough.
I haven't expected that it will be in this way.
Yeah, I know. I know. We didn't have a model to copy, so all we created was created in the process. Maybe it's not the best. Of course, it's not the best format, but it's good enough, and we put a lot of effort into that, trying to make it affordable, understandable, clear enough, not too long. We tried not to be not too long. Maybe we didn't succeed here, but sorry for that. But we wanted to make maximum support to a teacher who does their first camp and doesn't know much about camp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Thank you, Elena. Day 3?
Day 3 was me.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I would like to say, that is a huge thank you to you, Alla, and to the all members of your team, because you've done really the great job. I was really impressed when coming across this plan. It was so detailed that you have no chance to fail almost. And it is so understandable. It is so affordable for everyone, both for children and the teacher. And you know, the materials are affordable, and the pictures, the visuals are so nice, and they are designed in such a way that the children will like it, will like them, because they're not in a digital way, written in a drawn in a digital way, but in the way like you've drawn it by your hand. And
yes,
I think,
yes.
And
Absolutely.
I think children will like it very much, because it's something closer to them than just all the digital technologies. What I liked most, that is the station. I think that will definitely work.
What is it? Dictation?
No, station.
Stations. Okay, I thought, okay, dictation.
Yeah,
what dictation? Stations. Okay.
The children, this activity contains both movement activity, and they have no clue what is going to be next. And this secret is what will keep the interest for all the time of this activity. And master classes are great. Especially what I liked most is making African maps. I will do that. I will definitely do that, because I'm interested in it myself. And just one thing that might could be a problem for us is where to get such a big jump rope.
Okay, you have 2 weeks to find a way.
Yeah.
Maybe
probably
it doesn't have to be a jumping rope. Maybe
yeah, probably we should ask our PE teachers.
Yes, yeah. Or just a rope. Just a rope is easier to find, and you turn it into a jumping rope. That's it.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Course,
that is a nice idea. That's a nice idea of yours. Thanks a lot.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. Some solutions are much easier than we might think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool.
I don't have any questions yet, but probably I might have them in the process. Okay. When I learn these plans in detail. May I ask them later if I have?
You ask later for what?
Questions, if I have.
Sure, of course. Yes, please. Well, thank you for asking this question. I am asking you to, okay, I don't know if all of you have already joined English by Camp group on Facebook. If you haven't, please join us. It's easy to find. And if you want, okay, Do you need me to post the address, or are you already in the group? Because,
I mean,
yes, we post everything there. We don't have somebody responsible for social media who would have a plan every day or every second day to post something. We don't have such a person, but we post highlights or news or whatever when they come across. So one day it could be 3 posts and then next week nothing. So it kind of reflects what happens in the project at the moment. And when it's winter, of course, we have fewer activities. And closer to summer, closer to school holidays, so we get more, you will get more news and highlights and everything. And I ask you to be in this group and be active. And I will talk about this later, and you will see on the slides my suggestions. But when you do your camps, please share highlights with the whole community of teachers, because it is so very important for them. You yourselves found us through something like that. Somebody posted something or somebody said something, and then you thought, interesting, what is it about? So if all of us do our little part in sharing what we already know about the project and telling people it's open for everyone, just join them and do whatever you like doing, this will help a lot. At the moment, we don't have too many people. And at the moment, people we have are not very active, because it's difficult to do something else, something new. It's natural for a person to question things. It's natural to find excuses not to do. It's natural to be afraid, because it's a totally different environment, as you can see. Your role is different. The experiences you go through are different. Children's experiences are different. Expectations are different. Materials are different. Approaches, everything is different. We say like it sounds too easy. It is easy when you let yourself be immersed into all of this. But if you have some barriers or don't understand something, it might not work. I'm sure it will work with you. What I'm saying is, please share your highlights in the group so that other teachers who are at the moment dormant, like volcanoes, not active yet, they see the posts, they read what people write. You should be sincere. Don't write what you don't feel, please. But if somebody else sees and it catches their eye and soul, we might have more teachers. And every season, if there's more and more teachers, we have a chance to implement this beautiful idea into practice. I really believe into this. So that's my, just what is it? It's not a request. It's not a favor. It's just, I ask you if you can. Okay. Thank you, Katerina. Day 4.
Okay, it was me responsible for this day, the USA. So I would join my thank you to the authors of this course, but I should say that I paid attention a lot of materials you need to process, and as a camp leader or counselor, for example, if we work in a team, we should understand what responsibilities are for each person. For me, it wasn't clear from the very beginning. And for example, if I need to print out the materials, it would be nice to know, for example, I need to print these, first of all. If I need to choose, for example, there are 5 materials for 5 hours work, yes. But if I need to have, for example, 3-hour day, I should prioritize the materials that are the most important, and it is my personal aim that I look through. What I liked is, for example, I looked through the symbols, I looked through the presentation, and I looked through the activities, and they are connected. For example, you can see the crown, you can see the flag of different colors, stripes, stars, and then these activities are connected. You need to make a paper crown, you need with the stars of blue, white, and red colors to match something, and so activities are connected, and so the tasks and activities and visualization of these activities is close,
Mhm.
and that I liked really. So the more you do, it's not so different. You watched the presentation, you did some, I don't know, you made some ice cream, but you made a paper crown, and it was connected with the presentation. Yes, so.
Not everything is connected. Maybe
but
we
I like those
would
that
have
was
done
connected.
it better, but we were looking for connections. So some things are definitely connected, some are not. Okay, we're leaving some room for your creativity, maybe. And of course, for improvement. It's not perfect.
From this discourse, my question is, for example, how should we make a priority? What tasks, maybe in this plan, it would be nice to highlight those tasks that are of the first importance, the core task you can't, you shouldn't omit in order not to lose this that you announced from the very beginning in your story. Yes, why aim for the students to work over these materials during 5 days, and which okay, tasks might be optional. If you have time, you do that. If you don't, you can skip, and it's okay.
Tatiana, thank you very much for this question. Honestly, I don't have a ready answer for this. I will be thinking and giving an answer right now, okay? And it's not perfect. So let us look at the overview of this camp, this schedule, right? And your question, the answer to your question depends on how long the camp is. If your camp is 5 hours long plus 30 minutes for snack break, then you do all of this. And still, you will not have enough time to do, probably you will not have enough time to do everything, because it might depend on something that we cannot predict, okay? But if you decide to run a shorter day, like 3 hours, then you have to choose, right? Let's look at the plan. What's more important? You know what? I think I can answer this question differently, and I will give the right to decide to you. But I can speak about two approaches. One approach is you decide that English sessions are the most important due to many reasons. For example, in those English sessions where the presentation of the country is, or stations are, right, such things, in those English sessions, we give children opportunity to learn about the country through the language, okay? So if you decide that this is the most important thing, then you choose English session, and then you add something else, again, up to you. It could be one day you do English session and movement activity. Another day you do English session and masterclass. So this is a way to do it, I think, if you have a really short camp and you need to prioritize. You got it, right, Tanya? Another approach is to just let it go. Choose those blocks that really resonate with you, that you like. It doesn't have to be. So English sessions don't have to be present in every day, really. There is no curriculum. There is no one to check on you or control you. You are the person who makes decisions. And if you think that it will be more beneficial for campers to do a movement and a masterclass and then edutainment and then something else, it's fine. It is fine. The only thing that it will affect in the course of our story, legend, and you
yes, about the legend, I meant
yes.
what you can skip or you can't.
Then you look, I will show you where you look. I will not be able to answer this question right now, but I will give you a clue how to think about it. So I will open your plan of the day.
May I ask another question?
Yes.
So I was thinking practically, or I thought practically, how to realize all this, and I paid attention that there are a lot of cards or printables, something you need to cut out, whatever. And for example, if you rely only on yourselves and do it, it will be time consuming. But for example, if the first day finishes, I did it during my work, whatever, I need some preparation for the following class, I mean, to cut something, this helps.
Yes.
So maybe it is possible. Okay, yeah, I can say tomorrow is about Great Britain, and we need some details. Can we today prepare, cut down something with the students? Is it possible to organize this way?
Course. Of course,
To
that's
delegate this.
that's an absolutely wonderful idea. Of course, you delegate as much as you can, and this is the next level of a camp counselor who asks for help. Yes, definitely ask for help. I think you don't need. Well, I wouldn't be able to plan ahead and print everything before the camp starts. I would be doing it day by day, especially because do day one. And then you see how quickly your children respond and what goes well and what doesn't. Maybe you don't need all these cards. You don't have to use everything. Remember this, you don't have to use everything. We just, from our side, we gave you the resources that could be used, and it's nice to have. But if for any reason, including this one, materials, paper, printer, what is it called? I forgot the word, kraska for the printer, okay? You just keep it, or you do it in a different way. You can ask parents for something.
Yes, so that's why it's a nice idea to organize beforehand, especially colored printing if you don't have this printer.
Well, you do it the way that works for you. If you are organized and you can do it beforehand, of course it will help you. But I would be doing it day by day.
You need to understand what you are going to organize, and okay,
Yes,
we will
yes.
learn on this.
Yes. Yes,
Teacher's
absolutely.
book to say, oh, we need to read it thoroughly and to make a clear understanding what we take as counselors, yes.
Yes.
And then we should organize our, okay, whatever, colleagues or children
Yes.
to help
And
parents.
one very
But first
important
we need to understand what we want.
Absolutely. And one more thing to keep in mind is you, camp counselors, don't have to pay for everything yourselves. For paper, for printing, for maybe buying something else, because you can't afford it and you shouldn't. So you should have the agreement with your school administration. First, they agree that you run a camp. They should be supporting this like crazy, because it's a good thing to put on some report and put a tick next to it. This is what administration likes, right? But you should make it clear with them. You are running a camp for this and this age. How many teachers will participate? And then you say, we will need some materials. We will try to make it low resource as much as possible, because we understand. But we will need something. We can borrow some things from a PE teacher, for example. We can ask for something, campus to bring to camp, for example, that clothes and everything. You don't have to buy those, right? But there will be some materials that you will need to buy. And the agreement with the school administration, the easiest way is you buy what you need. And if school administration needs to see beforehand, you do this for them. They say, okay, that's good. You buy the things, you keep the receipts, and then at the end of the camp, you provide these receipts, submit them to the school accountant or whoever deals with finances, and they reimburse you. This is the right thing to do. Teachers should not be paying for such things. But this should be discussed beforehand. Like, now is the time. Now is a good time. And persuade the school administration. It is possible to get some help from parents, but at camp, it's a little bit more complicated, because your groups of campus will be composed of children from different classes, probably. And you just don't know those parents. But if you believe in the power of parents, and if you see them as partners, it's also doable. You just reach them and say, this will be provided by school, but we will also need this. If you want it, let's organize it. Yeah, it's more organization from you, but it's a way of solving a problem. So to answer your question, Tatiana, about the rewards, look, in this overview of the day, every day we give you this little table, which shows you all the sessions, activities in order. They have numbers, right? And those numbers correspond to pictures, if you noticed. And this third column is rewards. So if you do a 5-hour day, for example, day number for the USA, then you will need, look at the bottom of the page, bottom of the table, you will need 6 pieces of the USA map. But if you skip some blocks which require pieces of the map, then this number will be different. And this is up to you how to divide the map. I will tell you in short. It's described in the program, but just an overview because we're talking about it. So on day 1, everybody comes to camp. We start with icebreakers and team building because they are the right things to do on the first day. Then we work on the rules for camp. And again, we don't give the rules to children. We lead them to realizing that they are important, and they decide what they want the rules to be. Then we get ready for the ceremony, opening ceremony. Then we have the ceremony, and then they're doing something like, I don't remember what exactly. And then there's some sound, do, 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 do. Nobody knows what's going on. So the camp council says, okay, we need to get together. And then you either ask somebody out of the camp, anybody, to bring you a telegram, or you have probably a voice message, or if it's possible, you have this, what is it called? I always forget, like loudspeaker that you can hear in the school, any way that available to you. And then there's the text in the program, something like, attention, we have a problem, and blah, blah, blah. And then you introduce this legend. Something happens, and we need your help, and you're on a mission. You only have 5 days. If it's not only you can save the English language, you don't explain why, because we don't know why, but it happens like this. So let's do it. And then you explain that every day they will be supposed to collect pieces of the world map, not because we're traveling, okay? And we have 5 days, 5 countries. We have, for example, Australia. You need a map of the world. It doesn't matter what size. It doesn't have to be huge. It could be A4 size, okay? The map of the world. And you divide it into 5 sections. One is Australia and some piece of the ocean. Another is, what is it? South Africa, and then the African continent, and another piece of the ocean. And then it's America. We have the United States, but this part of the map will be 2 Americas and some ocean. Then we have the United Kingdom, which is Europe, probably part of Asia, doesn't matter really. And then we have India with Asia and the rest of the map. So you divide, first you get the map, you divide it into 5 parts. 1 part works for the day. So on day 4, when you have America, if you have 6 opportunities for children to collect 6 pieces of the map by the end of the day, then you divide the America part into 6 parts. But if you only do 3 blocks that require a piece of a map, then you divide this America part into 3 sections. So this is a way. About the coins? You will read the explanations. Honestly, I have forgotten some details. I don't want to confuse you, but I think we give the map, pieces of the map by the end of the day, if the teams work the way they should. And coins are more for competition and sometimes for individual work. There is a better explanation, you will find it, okay? I think it's written in the general notes. Okay, so have I answered your question, Tatiana? How to prioritize and how to reward?
Okay, and the last one about if you are not alone. For example, if you work together, you should organize, for example, 1 day activities. So how it works? We are together, or firstly one teacher does something, then the second teacher, how does it happen?
You make a decision because there are different ways of doing it. There's always more than one way. What works for you is the best way. I would do it like a work with a partner. And every day, every moment of camp, I would be working with a partner. We will decide who leads an activity, who leads a section. But the other person will be present and will be like assisting and also participating in activities. If it's a dance, we will dance together. If it's stations, then we will be monitoring together. So this is my way. I'm all for partnership in terms of being there for each other. But some teachers choose the option that you suggested. You do one day and I do the other. If it works for you, it's fine, but I don't like it because I think then we don't demonstrate to campus that we are a team. We do it as a job. This is my part of job and that is your part of job.
I'm just asking.
Well, okay, so there are different ways. You can do one block yours, one block mine. You can always do everything together. This is my way. I would like that. But I know that some teachers do it by days. And it's also fine. But you have to, at some point, demonstrate that you are together. At the ceremony, opening of the day, maybe, closing ceremony. Some moments every day, I think you should demonstrate that you are a team. That's my opinion.
And,
I like that you have questions, Tatiana. Come on.
okay, skipped out mind right now, maybe later.
Okay, if it comes back to you, please say it out loud, okay? Because others might have same questions, but somehow don't ask. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, day 5, the United Kingdom. Whose day was that? Whose day was number 5? I forgot. I took some notes, but I don't know where I put my notes. The United Kingdom, anybody? Okay, so I think that the whole picture for you will build up with time. But you got this opportunity to explore one little piece and get an impression what it is like and what is expected from you. And I hope that you realize you have a lot of support through the materials. But on the other hand, you have a lot of freedom. If you take this program, you don't have to follow it. But we think, Tatiana remembers, but we think that if you are doing the first camp, it's good to try to do it closely to the recommendations, because next time, I'm sure, you will come up with something else, which is not in the program, or which I or Jano or Alessia don't know of. It will be your own approach. Tanya.
Yes, I remembered my question. So what feedback should we give? Should we take any photos, videos from these activities? What?
Let's think about it. I have an answer, but let's think about it together. What feedback, what records of your activities you think you should do for your campus, for yourself, for parents, for school administration, and lastly, for the community? What do you think you can do, you should do? What do you think?
They are required, I believe. Now they ask to shoot any activity.
You mean school administration?
Yes, because they have Instagram, whatever, and they even ask.
Absolutely, okay. What about children? Do you think that children need any photos, videos, keeping their works or taking photographs of their products?
It depends.
Depends. What about you as a teacher?
Well, my students like to, well, we've participated in Pen Friend project, and they like to being taken in a photo, and they like to, we have a group together with my students, and they like to watch it in on Viber, and they like to see the result of their work and to commemorate it somehow, and to look through it a bit later probably, and it is what you need also, because you can see the mistakes you've done probably, or see what you can improve, and what went wrong, if something went wrong. Well, it is required for all of us, and of course to inspire other teachers to take part in this activity in English camp, because most of us were inspired, were encouraged by post in Facebook or in Contact or something like that, and I think it is a must for us to inspire our colleagues in such a way. So photos, notes, videos, everything what comes to your mind is okay.
Thank you, Katerina. I agree with you. Absolutely. Svetlana, Inna, and Yelena, would you like to add something about taking photographs, videos, short videos, of course, not of the whole day. It's impossible to watch.
I think that it's very important for us, and not for our school administration, for us as teachers to make videos or photos. I think that it's very important for parents. I think that if they send to their child or children to this camp, they also want to know what their children were doing during this camp, all this day or part of the day, of 2-3 hours a day. And I think that when parents visited родительские собрания,
Parent meetings.
parent meetings, they will be happy to see their children if their teacher will show them, and other parents also, I hope, that would like to take part in such event for maybe for the next year or for summer holidays.
Yes, and you give me an idea.
We are mothers, right? And we also want to see our child on a photo. It's a memory.
Absolutely. Yes, creating memories is very important for camp. This is what camps are. Of course, overnight camps, when children go to the country, are different, and they are able, due to being on 24 hours a day, they are able of creating those very special camp memories. But we can do something similar in a day camp as well. If you have ever been in a camp, you can bring your memories into your work and do something that's not in the program, but you decide to do. Okay, Yelena, you wanted to say something.
Well, I also try to take photos. Always, it is, of course, it is required by our school administration, but I make photos just for myself, for children. I always try to share these photos with parents, and they are really thankful to me. But sometimes I think that during the camp it can be, well, difficult if I'm the only. I haven't got a partner. That's why when you are involved in work, well, but I'll try.
You gave me an idea. I don't know if you like it, but I will say what it is. You can have different roles at camp and delegate roles to children. I thought about a camera that is available there, and you just let a child, like the photographer of the day, to take photographs. That's a way. Or it could be there for phones, mobile phones, but then they will have to share them with you or somewhere else. So choose a way which works for you, which is easier but effective, as effective. Okay, great. Yes, Tatiana.
Maybe one more question. For example, if it is, let us say, 3-hour camp, yes, but children are used to some activities, like they have lessons for 45 minutes, then some break. How is it going to be? It's something new for me, for them. We should have these activities for 3 hours without any break, or how? Maybe we should introduce it somehow step by step, should think of some breaks. Because
have you ever been in a camp, Tatiana? Have you ever been in a camp as a child?
Yes, I have been as a leader also, but it was not at school, to say. It was outside, yes, and we went eating. We had some activities, sport activities, whatever, then some theatrical place. I understand, but this way, I don't understand very well. For example, day number 1, I organize this, and it goes as it goes without any breaks. They should speak only English, but it's an ideal situation. I believe we might deal with some difficulties.
There will be some difficulties in anyone's camp and at any point when you don't expect. The best approach to this, I think, everything is fine, everything will be fine, we are having fun, I'm having fun. As for breaks, we only have this 30-minute break for snacks. because the camp program is for 5 hours, and I think a break is required for lunch or some snack. So this is the only break that we have. Everything else is doesn't have a break. But here we change the activities from movement to thinking, to creating, to dancing. And this change of activities is in a way like a break from something that we did before. I think that you can, but I wouldn't. You can include breaks between sessions, but then you would, this even 5 minutes, 10, no, for me it wouldn't work. This several minutes of not being engaged, not being included, not being part of this, they ruin a lot of things. I think the more intensive the camp is, the better. It's better for the language, it's better for getting rid of barriers, it's good for everything. Because we change things, activities, to me, it doesn't feel like work. It's just different ways of doing things.
Because I'm asking because, okay, I proposed some of my students and they asked, we would like to have a rest on whole day rather than participate in English or whatever. And if they come for the first day and will be tired because English requires thinking, yes, it may be dismotivating and they wouldn't like to go tomorrow. I don't know. It's my first experience. I'm thinking about.
Sometimes
we should organize something that they would like to continue.
On the one hand, you should be flexible. You watch how it goes on. And if you feel that it's enough for them, one more, and it will be too much, you just explain it to them and say, okay, let's sit and talk. Are you very tired? Why are you tired? Are you tired of English? Okay, I see. It's the first day. Let's continue in Russian. Let's have 15-minute break from English and continue in Russian. And you just continue. You discussing things, observing and discussing things with campus is a very good approach. It makes you closer to them. It makes them realize that you care. You shouldn't be trying to cover the plan of the day like we cover the course book or the curriculum. No, it should be different for yourself as well. Your job is to watch them and if needed, give them this break, but explain that you see it's important. You want to continue with the camp, and the language doesn't matter very much. Like Tanya said, maybe you heard, maybe you didn't. She mentioned a very good word, immersion into language. We school teachers don't know much about it, and we are afraid of it because it's not applicable, we think. It's not applicable to school. But if you read some theory about it, immersion, you have a right to call your camp English immersion if you have 40% of time in English. It's fine. But we are trying to get more than 40. If you can only do 40, it's fine. It's fine. Try this way. Next time you will analyze, reflect, and maybe do something different. Maybe children will get used to. You will get used to. It's fine. Don't feel that you are breaking any laws. There are no laws. Everything is possible. Our main agreement with the people who were doing the sessions for you today from the team was to just make this transition in your mindset that camp is not school. Camp is not a lesson. This is the main thing. Everything else is flexible. And you look for your way. What works for you doesn't work for me. And the other way around. Everything is fine. I want you to relax. I want you to have fun. If you see it as a job, then please don't do it. Just don't. You have enough stress already.
Okay,
yeah.
I like these activities, but I'm thinking how to organize and adapt it into our reality, yes. And I believe everyone thinks.
How many hours a day your camp is going to be, Tatiana?
Oh, okay, so there are 3 colleagues, but today I am the only one present, so I'm not sure. So we should negotiate. If I am myself, no more than 3 hours, because
yes,
I wouldn't take
yes.
such a challenge
yes.
if I haven't tried. I say 10 hours, what would I do next?
Okay. My suggestion to you would be try to communicate them in a nice way, in a soft way, so that you have a chance to keep these partners, because having a partner helps a lot.
No,
Just
they
talk to
would
them.
like, they would like to, they told, but now they are not here.
It's okay with me. It's not perfect at all, but life is not perfect. You can ask them if they are still going to do the camp, it's fine. You will tell them, I've been there, I will tell you what's important, here are the materials. But if they say no, then you create your camp. 3 hours is fine.
And, 3 hours on our agreement, or 5 hours, but on Friday, I got some news that when we talked to administration, they have some upper task to organize camps for these secondary students. And they said, okay, you are organizing this camp, let us make it for the whole day, and with all the documents you will
with
be
one
able to-
teacher?
Yes, and
with one teacher whole day? No way.
No way. So I also would like to say no way. I proposed my enthusiasm, and you make me work all day, but in the process.
And you should discuss all these issues beforehand. Like, okay, you talk to your colleagues first, and then you talk to the administration. How many people are working? How many hours are working? You make it easy for you, so that you don't quit after the first camp. Take it easy. If you are the only one, you have the right to dictate. Диктовать ваши условия. If they want a camp, they should support you. If they don't support you, it's up to you to decide if you do the camp or not. But it shouldn't be stressful for you. It will be anyway, but
it shouldn't be
discuss
stressful.
with your colleagues and your administration. Okay, sure. Yes, we are people and we live only once, and we should be doing what we like doing. If there's no support, you have a right to quit. Of course, I wouldn't like that to happen, but it is your decision to make according to the situation. Okay, more questions, and then we'll have a short break.
Some more questions. Well, please, Alla, tell me if we need to print all the printed materials, or we can use projector to show the children.
Whatever works. For the presentations, which are in PDF format, I think you can print them if you don't have the technology, if you don't have the devices. So printing the presentations is a way. The presentations are in a PDF. But of course, it's better to look at the screen, just for a change of ways how children see the visuals. If you can, if you have access to a projector, of course, use a projector.
But I wonder if we are speaking about online camp or offline camp, because
okay, Svetlana, welcome.
During holidays, it will be online, as far as I understand. But
okay,
sometimes we think about offline, and it has something like a mixture in my mind.
Okay, I see that you have a confusion, and I am afraid that everybody else will be confused in a second. Look, Svetlana is the person who is next spring holidays in March and April. She will be working in an online camp. Svetlana, everybody else here is preparing to work during the same holidays in an offline camp. So this is the program for the offline camp. The program
now I understand. I'm the only one.
Provide you with a program for online camp later. We are working on it yet. But Elena Trofimchuk told me that you were very interested in the offline camps. So this program, Camp Travel, can be used summer or next time, not in online camp. It is written for an offline camp because a lot of physical contact, a lot of things that people do when they are together. Okay.
So, but this spring I will work as an online.
Yes, you personally, the only person in this audience, you are working in an online camp. Yeah,
I see.
Okay.
Thank you.
Woo.
Now I understand.
Okay, good. Questions? Inna, you didn't say anything.
I listen attentively. I listen to attentively. I like your idea. Well, And I'm very grateful for you for this, for the material, because it's very interesting, useful, and there are a lot of games. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. In my view, a camp is organized fun.
Yeah.
There should be a structure, but it should be fun for everybody who participates. If it's not fun, there's no reason to do a camp.